While the NHL season rages on, the Olympic Games are lurking in the background just a few months away, and everybody is excited to see their team face off in another best of nation on nation tournament. But when it comes to Team Canada, there have been a lot of discussions about who should and should not make the roster. And there's one name who keeps coming up over and over as a bubble player who could be on the roster, but could be edged out as one of the final cuts: Washington Capitals forward Tom Wilson. In the last few days and weeks, we've seen discussion about whether it would be him or Travis Konechny, him or Connor Bedard. So it seems to be a legitimate question for Team Canada as to whether they're going to put Tom Wilson on their roster or not. But I believe that they are asking the wrong question. How the hell is he not already locked into the roster? Because for my mind, Tom Wilson is one of the best players in the NHL right now, and a guy who plays a style of game that Team Canada desperately needs. And talking about him like he is a fringe player who would be lucky to make the roster is just downright disrespectful. And let's start with that first bit, because Tom Wilson has been on a roll offensively, not just this year, but in recent years. In 2025, he is currently the Washington Capitals leader in goals and points with 17 goals, 15 assists, and 32 points on the year, just a shade ahead of his captain Alex Ovechkin. But this isn't some fluky new occurrence for Wilson. Last year, after signing a mega extension that a lot of people thought was going to age terribly, Wilson put up career numbers for the Caps with 33 goals and 65 points, putting him in the top 5 in scoring on the team. But Wilson's not just pacing his own team when it comes to scoring, he's also pacing the rest of the league. His 32 points in 30 games are 20th in the NHL this year, while his 17 goals rank 6th. And that's alongside and ahead of a lot of guys that you would think are going to be mortal locks to make Team Canada, Brad Marchand and Sidney Crosby chief among them. But as we all know, Tom Wilson's not just an offensive dynamo, he is a solid defensive player, logging huge penalty kill minutes as well as time on the power play, which is why Hockey StatCards has him in the 90th percentile of all forwards when it comes to defensive rating, and ultimately why they rate him as their 4th best forward. Not 4th best on the Caps, 4th best in the league. And when you look at the guys that he is rated behind, those being McKinnon, Necas, and Robertson, it's any wonder why he's even in discussion to not make Team Canada, which brings me to my second point, which is his style of play. When you look at Team Canada and how things went in Four Nations against Team USA, it was a very rough and tumble fight, and one thing Canada was kind of criticized for was not having enough toughness. Tom Wilson brings that in spades, as we all know. He plays on the edge, he's willing to fight, he stands up for his teammates, as he did for Ryan Leonard after that hit on him by Jacob Trouba, and he's a guy who will be willing to go toe-to-toe with players like the Kachucks, and bring that sort of energy that a guy like Jack Eichel would. When you can get a guy who will do all of that and is also going to be good for a point-up game, there are only a few forwards, in my opinion, who should be considered locks ahead of Tom Wilson for Team Canada. McKinnon, Celebrini, David, maybe Bedard, maybe Crosby. That's kind of it. Everybody else, I think he should be making it over because of the style he plays and because of how much he can contribute. Team Canada with Tom Wilson is going to be a team that absolutely nobody wants to fuck with. That is, if they make the smart decision and bring him along for the ride.